I bailed on my sister's wedding. I was only 19 when I got pregnant with my daughter, Emma. My boyfriend at the time, Jake, bolted the second I told him. Just completely disappeared from my life like we'd never meant anything to each other. My parents were disappointed but supportive, and I moved back home to finish my online degree while working part-time at a pharmacy. My sister Melissa was 23 at the time, working her dream job in marketing and living in a nice apartment downtown with her fiancé Ryan. She'd always been the golden child, the one who did everything right and in the proper order. We'd been close growing up, but after Emma was born, things shifted. Melissa would make these comments about how I'd thrown my life away, how I should have been more careful, how she could never imagine being tied down so young. When Emma turned 2, Melissa got engaged. She'd been with Ryan for 4 years, and they planned this huge wedding for the following summer. She asked me to be a bridesmaid, and I said yes because that's what sisters do. The wedding was scheduled for a Saturday in July at this expensive venue about 2 hours from where I lived. The problem started during the planning. Melissa insisted on a bachelorette party weekend in Nashville. I couldn't afford it and couldn't find anyone to watch Emma for 3 days. When I told her I'd have to skip it, she got upset and said I wasn't making her wedding a priority. Then there were the bridesmaid dress fittings that she scheduled during times I had class or work, the bridal shower that fell on Emma's birthday, the rehearsal dinner she wanted child-free, even though Emma was the only kid who would have been there. Every time I brought up a conflict, Melissa would sigh dramatically and say something like, "I knew you wouldn't be able to handle this," or "Maybe being a bridesmaid is too much responsibility for you right now." But she never actually uninvited me. She just made me feel guilty for existing. The week before the wedding, Emma got sick, really sick. She had a fever that spiked to 104 degrees and wouldn't come down. I took her to urgent care on Wednesday and they said it was a severe ear infection. They gave her antibiotics but said she needed to rest and shouldn't be around large groups of people for at least 5 days. I called Melissa on Thursday to let her know I might not be able to make it to the wedding. She completely lost it on me. Screamed about how I'd ruined everything, how she'd paid for my dress and my makeup artist appointment, how I was selfish and using my daughter as an excuse because I'd never really been happy for her. She said I was jealous of her life and was sabotaging her wedding on purpose. I tried to explain that Emma was really sick, that I couldn't leave a toddler with a high fever with anyone, even if I could find a sitter. Melissa said her wedding was one day and that my mom could handle it. I reminded her that mom was also in the wedding party and would be busy all day. She told me to figure it out because she wasn't accepting excuses. Friday night, Emma's fever finally broke, but she was still weak and miserable. I made the decision not to go. I texted Melissa that I was so sorry, but I couldn't make it, that I hoped she had a beautiful day and I'd see her when she got back from her honeymoon. She didn't respond to the text. Her maid of honor called me an hour later and told me I was a selfish bitch who had ruined Melissa's wedding. Apparently, Melissa had to scramble to reorganize the bridesmaid lineup and was crying in her hotel room. My mom called next, disappointed but understanding, saying she'd try to smooth things over. The wedding happened without me. From what I saw on social media, it looked beautiful. Melissa didn't speak to me for 8 months. When she finally did reach out, it was a cold text message saying she decided to forgive me, but that our relationship would never be the same. She was right about that last part. We're cordial now at family events, but we're not really sisters anymore. Emma is 7 now and doesn't even remember being sick that week. But I remember making the choice to put my daughter first, and I'd make the same choice again.